Hi guys, it's day 5. We've almost made it through the end of our first week of online learning. So today I'm going to walk you through the day 5 science lesson. So on my vPortal page, I'm going to click on Canvas, and I've kind of jumped a couple of steps just because we've been doing this for several days now. Once I get to day 5, I see my learning standard. Now, one thing I want to point out is we are moving on. We are no longer talking about we're talking about classifying animals. We finished talking about classifying plants. So now we're going to be moving into animals and the different major groups that they're in. So I look at my assignments and I see that I'm reading a couple of pages here, I'm reading a couple of pages down here, and I have a lab to complete. So I'm going to click on both of the links here in order to get to my activity as well as my book. So remember, I'm going to enable the editing first, and then I'm going to come up to File. I'm going to do Save As, and then I'm going to make sure that I save this on my OneDrive. If it's coming from my OneDrive, then it's coming from my email account. So as soon as your teacher gets your email, it will have your name attached to it. And then I'm going to make sure that I put my name here right in front, and then I can save it. Okay, I'm not actually saving this because I'm not submitting it, but you would save it. Make sure that your autosave is on so that none of your work gets lost or something happens. We have it saved. All right, so the directions tell us to enable the editing, got that, and then send to your teacher. So read page 174, and then it says interpret the maps. Draw a line from each animal's photo to the map. So I'm going to make sure that I have open my book, and it told me to classify animals, so here they are. I'm going to read over that, and then I'm going to go back to my assignment. So if I'm drawing that, I'm going to go to my drawing tools, and then I have different pens here that I can use. And I'm going to take my pen, and I'm going to draw it to wherever this animal lives, okay? I'm not saying that that's where that animal lives. I was just giving you an example. I'm going to look at my next assignment, page 175. How do animals of the same kind differ? So here, scientists make measurements to compare and contrast animals of the same kind. How can you measure animals that are the same kind but have different characteristics? So here's our procedure. The photos show a male beetle on the right and a female of the same kind of beetle on the left. What differences do you observe? Let me get that little highlighter out there. Choose one of the suggested materials. So up here are your suggested materials: a ruler, a string, paper clips. Really, boys and girls, if you have macaroni on hand, that's fine too, as long as you're comparing these two beetles. And then it says, how can the animals of the same kind be different? So that's going to be what you write here in your box, and then you write your observations. So based on your ruler, your string, what did you notice about these two types of beetles? Moving on to page 176 and 177, I'm reading animals with backbones, which are called vertebrates. So how do scientists classify a cold-blooded animal that breathes with lungs? So I'm going to go into my text on page 177 and 176. So animals with backbones. I'm going to go back to my draw tool here. Animals with backbones. I'm going to read over it. Now, oh no, I forgot. I got to go back again. I need a cold-blooded animal that breathes with lungs. And so I'm going to go back into my text. And once I go back and find which animal it is, because we have 5 classifications of vertebrates. We have mammals, we have birds, there are fish, amphibians, and reptiles. So once you figure out which one of those, went back to the same place, is cold-blooded and breathes with lungs, you're going to write that here. Scientists have discovered a new vertebrate. What questions would you ask in order to classify the new animal? So you're going to write down any questions you would ask based on your reading. So if we know that it's a new vertebrate, I might think about this question right here. Is it cold-blooded? Does it breathe with lungs? What are some of those other questions you could ask? And I scroll down, I've completed all of it. If my autosave is on, I'm good to go. If I forgot to turn it on, I'm going to make sure that I save it. I'm going to come up to share, and I'm going to share this with my teacher. If you have any questions regarding any of your